Do you want to start building an audience on social media, but you aren't sure where to start? Stick with me through today's video, and I'm going to be covering 5 different platforms and the best way to use each one to build an audience. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, I'm Amanda. I'm happy that you're joining us today. We are going to be taking a dive into how to get started on social media. If you're a new real estate agent, there are so many things that you need to do, and it can be downright overwhelming when you're deciding which social media platforms to jump into, and it's really important to understand the right way to use each one. Simply cross-posting between platforms will not cut it nowadays. So I'm going to cover 5 different platforms today and how to use each one. And then from there, it's up to you to decide which one's going to work the best for you. And once you master one, dive right into the next one. So my first one might surprise you a little bit because it's simply Google My Business. But so many agents overlook setting up their Google business profile, and it is a great way to get business if you set it up properly and you start getting reviews. So if I were a new agent starting out, something that I would do immediately today, top priority, is set up my Google business profile. And by setting it up, I mean completing all of the information that Google asks for and then reaching out for reviews. And I'm sure some of you are gonna say, Amanda, how can I get reviews when I haven't had any sales yet? And I was that person, I had that same thought process, but you don't need sales to get Google reviews. Reach out to your friends and your family, your sphere of influence, anyone that knows you as a person. Sure, they have not worked with you in terms of being a real estate relationship, but maybe you've given them some advice about real estate, or they just know you as a person. They know your character, your morals, your integrity. All of that can be left in a Google review. It doesn't have to be tied to a specific transaction. And it's really important to get your reviews up and running, because the more reviews you have, the higher on Google you will rank. And people are absolutely checking you out online before they consider hiring you. Think about when it's time to order some takeout, or maybe you need a new doctor, or you want to get some work done in your house. Where do you go first? You go check Google and you read the reviews. If you have no reviews or a bunch of poor reviews, that's definitely not going to help you get business. So you want to get that Google profile established as soon as possible and start creating your online footprint. Number 2 is Instagram. And I want to start out by saying Instagram used to be a volume game. The more you posted, the more you would be rewarded by their algorithm, but that is all changed. That is no longer the case, so do not feel that pressure to post every day. I actually don't recommend posting every day. You're gonna get burned out and you're probably gonna run out of content. So aim to post 2 to 3 times a week. And then if you have more than that, live in your stories. Stories are such a great way to share what you're doing behind the scenes, on the job, open house, you name it, you can put it in your stories. But post-wise, come from a place of value where you are trying to share with your community something that may help them. Go for 2 to 3 times a week. What makes you unique, what you're doing that week. Maybe you helped a buyer win in a multiple offer situation. Explain briefly how you did that, or put it in a video and post it. You can still do, you're just listed, you're just sold, but make sure that you do not overlay text on your photos. Your post will not get as much love because Instagram thinks that text over photos is you're advertising something. So just stick to your images and then put whatever it is that you want to include, such as an open house. If you want to include the date and the time, make sure that you just put that in the description. Don't put any text over your pictures. Number 3 is good old Facebook, or if you're calling it Meta now, that's fine too. Facebook is just ingrained in me. I don't think I will ever stop calling it that. Facebook really is pay to play at this point. So if you're going to be running ads, make sure that you develop a custom audience and then retarget them as well, so that when you are getting leads, you know they are very specific. Otherwise, your cost per lead is going to be extremely high. And the other thing that you want to do if you're running Facebook ads is have it seamlessly integrate into your CRM, whether that's using something like a tool like Zapier, or there are other options out there. I personally like Zapier, but make sure that you're not putting yourself in a position where when your ad is generating leads, it's then just sitting in Facebook instead of seamlessly dumping into your CRM. I would even take it a step further and then have drip campaigns set up, so that as soon as it hits your CRM, you should be able to code it so that your CRM knows where it's coming from and which drip that should automatically trigger. If you are not interested in running Facebook ads, you still need a presence. That is still important. So still post on Facebook. You get a lot of love if you are comfortable going live. Even if you're just going live once a week and sharing a tip about the market, what you're seeing in the market, it can be a quick, 1 to 5 minute live. That way, Facebook knows you are active, you're present, and they will reward you more for going live than if you're just posting. The other thing with Facebook, same thing with Instagram, do not overlay text on your pictures. They will penalize you with their algorithm, and your post will not show up and not get much, if any, exposure. The other thing about Facebook to know, do not ever boost a post. You might as well throw your money out the window while you're driving down the road. Boosting a post is not the way to get more exposure. Never ever do it. If you are trying to get exposure for a certain post, you need to run an ad, create a custom audience, and work through the retargeting portion as well. Number 4 is YouTube. And YouTube is still a really great opportunity for agents to build a local footprint. Go through, I will put it up here, the top videos that you should be making as an agent for YouTube. Make them revolve around the city that you are focusing on. So what's terrible about living in your city? What's great about living in your city? Top 10 reasons to move to your city, cost of living in your city. Everything should be focused around the city that you are looking to generate business in. And you will want to do some SEO research, because you want to make sure that you're targeting keywords that potential home buyers are also searching for. But I promise you, if you focus your channel around a specific city, do a little bit of SEO, nothing deep, you will absolutely be able to garner those buyers that are relocating to the area. They will get to know you from watching your real estate videos, and just think of it like one video at a time. Don't let it get overwhelming. Even if you're only doing a video a week, if you do that for an entire year, that's 52 videos about your city, and that positions you as a local expert. The only thing it costs you is time. You don't need some big production budget or anything like that. Simply focus on getting the videos done, making sure that you're following a little bit of keyword research so that you're showing up in the SERPs. And then from there, you will watch your channel grow. You're probably not going to get a ton of subscribers, but you will absolutely start to watch the views on your videos grow and start to get people reaching out who are interested in working with you because they're moving to your city. Number 5, and the last one, is LinkedIn, which it might surprise some of you all that I'm mentioning LinkedIn, but I do think it's important to have a presence there, and you can cross promote what you're posting on Facebook. You can also post it on LinkedIn. I do not think that this is a big channel for getting business, because the cost of running ads on LinkedIn is it's astronomical. I do not recommend doing that. But you do need to have your bio set up. Make sure that you are connecting with other people so that your profile gets established. And at a bare minimum, post what you're posting on Facebook. For example, I have a post on Facebook scheduled every single Wednesday that also posts on LinkedIn and Twitter. It happens automatically. I don't have to do anything, and it just simply keeps a presence going. I am not looking to use LinkedIn to gain business. I'm just looking to have an online presence. And that's why I've included it in this video, because if you are just starting out on social media, our focus is always going to be growing your online footprint. And then from there, we can fine tune what you're doing and which platforms you thrive on. Okay, so we have Google My Business for organic reach and online presence. We've got Instagram for building your personal brand and attraction marketing. Then we have Facebook if you want to pay to play for your online lead generation. It is a really inexpensive way to generate leads. Then we've got YouTube, which is great for organic reach, and it's also free. It will only cost you your time. And then last, we have LinkedIn, which is also great for organic reach, but secondarily, it builds your professional network, which is really important in the real estate business because you never know when you're going to have a referral to send out. Thank you all for tuning in today. If you got some value from the video, please consider hitting the like or subscribe button. I always appreciate that when you do. As always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me.